and welcome back to this edition of Farming Legacy Show. We're back on this series, Vintage Farming, and today I got a little something different I'm going to show you. Uh, you can see behind me that I have purchased this grass field, and I've already cut it and tedded it, and now windrowed it. It's hay, turned it into hay because what I want to show you is is how to turn this hay into something you can make a lot more money with, and that's pellets. And this is the machine that does that. There's two ways that it does that. Either like you got it, see it here, hooked behind a tractor with enough horsepower to pull it and through the field, and it picks up these sloughs, windrows, and turns it into hay pellets. And I'll show you what the pellets look like. Let me climb up on this. I bet you see them pellets in the truck there. That's hay pellets. Um, but if we look at the price guide and go down here, everything like that is going to be in the second list. It won't be in the first list because it's a byproduct of grass. So if we go, all right, first thing we'll look at, this is straight hay. You see, it doesn't get hay like bales or loose. It doesn't matter. The best you're going to get is $111 per 1,000 liters. Look at the hay pellets. 504 is your best price, but see that one at the top up there in the list, let me highlight it for you. That one right there. It says pallet sell point, $761 1,000 liters. That is a sell point that I've put down, and I'll show it to you in just a minute. But all right, I was going to do silage in this field, silage bales, but let's go down to silage and look at what it's getting. Right now, it's averaging anywhere from 217 to 214. So 1,000 liters. So the hay pellets, be it's not vintage, but it is good money. So let me show you right up here at the farm where the sell point is. I put it down right by my trailer up here, house trailer. Here it is, right here. Never mind them prices on that billboard, that little clipboard thing there, whatever that is. It doesn't. Those aren't right. You can also do straw pellets, and I'll show you what those get. Those don't quite get as much as the hay pellets. Now, and this is all in the straw harvest pack that came out yesterday. There's straw pellets. So they get $297 to $369. So just shy of $400 a 1,000 liters. But let me show you now. Where is it? This is what I'm talking about, the straw harvest pack. All of this stuff came out. Here's your Primo 5000. That is the machine that makes the pellets. Like I said, there's two ways to do that. You either pull this thing behind the tractor, like you see I had it hooked here, and that's the easiest way. It's a one-step. Well, it's a couple of steps getting it to hay. Obviously, you have to cut, ted, and then windrow, which is what I've done here, and then you get this, and I've already did how I got this in this truck is I picked up the headland, 2 rows of headland that I had, and that's what it netted me, about 9,000 anyway. And that's what this holds. It holds 9,000. In fact, this got half a load in there right now, 4,100. Anyway, but there is another way. Let me show you to get pellets. If you don't want to pull that, you still have to buy this Primo thing, but you have to buy this thing here, and that's a bale shredder. It's a square bale shredder, but the square bales that you have to use primarily will be from this baler here that come in that pack, the same pack, because it's the way the way it packs it and the way it wraps it, twines it. And so you can put the bale collector. Wow, that's even nicer. Look at there. I mean, it does 3 bales, I think. If I were going to do it, that's the way I do it right there. It rolls behind and puts out 2. I'm not sure how many bales that holds, but anyway. But here's something different about this version of straw harvest that's different from previous. On this machine, let me go to it here. You have to have water and molasses. Well, you had to have it on it before, but you could, in the customizations on 22 and 19, you could click it in the customizations to auto load, which meant it automatically it charged you a little extra money, but you didn't have to put no molasses or water in there. Not the case with this version. You have to manually put, and what I mean by that is you have to manually buy a thing of that right there, molasses, which I have one of those. It takes about a half of one of those. That's 600. It takes about 300 to fill it up, I think. Anyway, so half of that it'll do twice. It'll fill it twice, about. But and you also have to get water. Now, I took it down to the river rather, and found a low place and just pulled in there and filled it up. But that's what you have to do in order to. Why is that unfolded? There it is. When you hit open cover, that's what it does. Push that ladder down. Let me tell you about this tractor here. I said I need a tractor that could pull this with no problem. Well, I'm not. These 2-piece tractors, we call them down here in the South, bikini tractors, same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of them, especially if they have tracks. Well, this one, let me show you. It's a modded one, and they come with. This one has the track version, and you see it goes up to 600 horsepower. But this one goes up to 625, and it's about $80,000 when you put it up to 620. I mean, $80,000, and you get 625 horsepower. That's all the horsepower you'll ever need on a farm or playing this game. There's nothing. I mean, and I like it because it's old school looking. It's not too modern looking, you know. It's more old. It's boxy. Steiger case is all the same. Anyway, and then I bought this truck here. The old, looks like a Jimmy maybe, I don't know. Excuse me. The old 14,000. It's a pretty good little old truck. For hauling and stuff. Holds 20,000 liters, I think. So it'll hold 2 of them these hoppers full on this pelletizer and a piece. So you see right here is my tractor with the windrow. I just finished windrowing, and so I'm gonna get on this thing here and I'm gonna show you how it works. Back up here, there's a little spot here. Right there it is. Lower. Don't try to turn too sharp with it. Let me cut this. Well, the pickup is pretty good on this. And you can also feed these hay pellets to your goats, sheep, and cows and buffalo. I got a couple short rows down on the other end I'm gonna go get here in a minute. See the pellets falling out back there? I picked up the head so I can move a little fast around the other end of this field here. Some short rows here. Steering assist I haven't figured out with this piece of machinery yet. I'm not sure whether it'll even work. It will let's put this one. Let's get that next one and I'll come back up and pick that one up. I love this tractor here. It is really, now I've leased. I didn't buy this machine because I didn't have the money. I leased it. So I'm going to turn it in when I get through pelletizing this field. But then I may buy me one. But I got to plow this field and replant it. So it had 100% fertilization, but it didn't. It was 97% yield on it. So still making a pretty good yield off of it. Looks like. And this is the easiest way, in my opinion, to make the pellets. It's one step instead of two. If you make bales, you gotta make square bales, and then you got to buy that thing to go. You still have to buy this anyway. You go on the side, and you have to shred them all. And unless I don't know whether they'll be liftable or not. My guess is no. almost full, and I'm gonna have to bring the truck and unload it, and that'll about fill the truck up. There it is right there. She's a full. Let me back up, pick the arm up to unload. Here we go. This is only 130 horsepower on this truck, but it drives like it's got way more than that. We'll see. I like the horn on it though. A beastie horn. I wish this horn was on that tractor yonder. I don't think it is, but I quite make the turn there. No, hear that wimpy horn? And you got that big old horn on this truck. Whew, 90% full. So how much more could this truck hold? Because it holds 20, so it's 18. 2,000 more. So ooh, this is that growl. Pull right here. Let's see if we can get 2,000 more. I'm gonna turn and go down the middle here on this long road, one of these long rows right there, and then I'll come back that one to my right. That way I don't have to make such sharp turn and stay lined up. We're over 1,000. When we get 2,000, a little over, I'm gonna stop and top that truck off, and that'll probably be the end of this video. Hold it right there. Let me get the truck now. That'll, where's the truck? Well, and I'll take it up there and sell it, and I'll show you. I like this truck, I do. It got cloudy on here. Yep. She's full. This truck's got more power than it drives like it's got more than 130 on it, but yeah, I like it. Up here. And here we go. We're going to try to sell right. It should be able to get a dump. Yep, there it goes right there. Let's see what we get. Watch your screen up there in the upper right corner. I didn't figure up how much it would be based on the price. $15,000 for that load of hay pellets. I get it right in a minute, y'all. My brain's slow out, wanting to be slow a little bit this morning. Anyway. All right. Put that down. And there you have it. That's how you make pellets on 25. And well, you can sell them loose like that, or you can make, they did have, I'll show you here. Go under factories. Show you. Well, where is it? It's down here somewhere. There it is. See that the factory where you make them. You take the loose ones in there, and of course it puts them in bags, but you're not going to get any more money than what that price says right there. That's what you get. Well, and a pallet's 1,000 liters, so now it's done. Wait a minute, nope, I'm at the wrong thing here. Let's go back up to. Yeah, 70. It was 15,000. So let me do 761 times 20. 15,220. Yep, that's dead on it. And so that was right. And that's 761. Yep, 1,000 liters. But until the next episode, this is Farming Legacy saying, see ya.